Welcome to the VO crew. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. More truth or dare.
Hey, Cuphead, I dare you to drink this demon-only bourbon.
Won't that kill him?
Gulp. Huh? Ah! Oh. You know, it's actually not that bad.
Huh?
What?
With a lady like her, what you want to do is...
Hey, Dice! Dice!
What? I'm helping save your brother's love life over here.
Truth or dare?
Truth.
Oh, like heck you'd say the actual truth.
Still truth.
Oh, come on!
Fine. You know what? Dare.
I dare you to raise my paycheck.
Then back to truth.
Alright. How's this then? I dare you to spend the rest of the game with your head spun upside down.
Well, how's this? Happy now?
Yes?
Alright, your turn, Cuphead.
Bring it on!
Truth or dare, Cuphead? Look me in the eyes. Truth or dare?
I can't! You look too weird!
You did this, Cuphead. Now look me in the eyes.
Oh man! Dare!
Alright, now listen up, cause I'm actually starting to feel sick.
Uh-oh.
Alright, here's your dare. As you know, in the devil's office, there's a lift that goes deeper into heck. You will use it, go down about 4 levels, and then bring back some sort of proof of being there.
Huh?
Oh. How is he? Do you see him?
Where is he right now?
Is he gonna make it?
Has he fallen down a pit yet?
I don't know, I can't see.
Can I flip my head back?
Nuh-uh. Game's not finished yet.
Come on, Mangs, think!
We have to know if he's alright. I don't work well under pressure. Wait, I see him.
Huh?
Guys, I see him. He's really close.
My proof is the devil.
I guess that works. Ask Blade Tech said, to the devil, why did you open a casino in the first place?
It's a good way to lure in prey. At a time like this, plenty of people want a place to be as greedy and unlawful as their souls desire. And I, as generous as can be, am willing to give it to them. Besides, who doesn't like seeing what horizons mortals are willing to take their chances? It's art to me. It helps take my mind off other things.
Anonymous said, I want everybody working in the casino to draw themselves.
This is just dumb.
I think it's fun.
Mangosteen, what the heck is that?
It's me. Do you like it? Put your pencils aside, gentlemen. We know who the best artist here is.
Oh, for God's sake. Chimes, maybe you should take those symbols off before trying to hold a pencil. Alright, sorry.
I think his drawing looks spectacular as it is.
Whatever you say.
Piraletta, you just took up half the page.
My drawing deserves it.
Did he just pass out?
Yes.
This is actually kind of fun.
Oh, not fair! It's hard to draw when you only have legs!
Do you want me to do it?
No!
A literal trash can once said, out of the main 4, who's the best artist?
Ta-da! It's me! I like to think I'm an okay artist. This is just a quick doodle, though. I'm usually a little better.
I don't think I would call myself an artist. I don't really draw, but here we go.
It still looks really good. Boss,
Hmm?
that is freaky.
Oh, shucks, Cuphead, I'm flattered.
Yeah, that was definitely a compliment.
Stuck with Cats, which is a wonderful name, said, does alcohol affect the devil differently, given he's not mortal?
Yeah, it doesn't work on me as much. That's why here in Heck, we make our own kind of booze. The immortal kind. To mortals, it might as well be poison. Unless apparently you're Cuphead.
Yep,
maybe you got a watered-down dose or something.
Or maybe I'm actually immortal.
You've died in the past, though.
And come back every time.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You got revived. Seriously, though, don't try this again.
Cuphead is Jesus confirmed. Hopes and Memes 42 said, for Captain Brinybeard, what's your opinion about Calamaria? By the way, keep going with the great job.
My opinion on that ocean brute? I'll tell you my opinion. The wench is a bloodthirsty, no-good succubus. All men of the sea know her. Some even think she's a beauty to behold. But I know. She's how I lost me entire crew. How I lost me remaining leg. I ain't never forgetting that. If she thinks her snake soul is safe from heck, she's in for a bloody surprise.
Sarah E-Nerd said, hey Cups and Mugs, when is your birthday? I'm making design cakes and wanted to whip one up for you guys, but I'm not sure when to have it done by.
Aw, that's real kind of ya. Our birthday is on 29th of September. Can our cake be strawberry flavored?
And mine's coming up too. Mine's the 16th of August. Tinker Alexandria Punk said, for the devil, do you ever use your goat disguise for anything?
Yes, for whenever I want to go outside without attracting too much attention, or if I ever want to get the jump on someone. I've used it so much at this point, it's become one of my secondary forms.
Deep Angel Party Color said, hey Mr. Wheezy, how did you end up in the casino?
Made a deal, like most of the others here. Long story short, he would get me out of the slums and help me pay back my debt to a group of thugs that tricked me. And in return, I gave him my soul and work for him. Fair deal, if you ask me.
The Mystic Wisp said, Devil doesn't usually wear clothes. Does he only wear them on special occasions?
Or whenever Dice makes me.
Oh, come on. Even other demons wear clothing. Besides, you look good in these.
Yeah, so I like being naked.
King Dice's back said, Devil, has there ever been a situation when someone lost their soul to you but signed the contract with someone else's signature? If so, what did you do about it?
Oh, you would be surprised how many times that has happened, and they all think they're smart for trying that. But no, I've designed it so that the contract notices an untruthful signature and shifts it to the correct one. And as a bonus, it cuts the false signature into the arm of whoever wrote it. So be sure to pick a signature that's pretty, because that kind of scar is staying there forever.
Annie Tunes Forever said, Mr. Wheezy, have you actually tried to get along with Cuphead and Mugman? I mean, you can't be mad at them forever.
I can't be mad at them forever. Bet I can.
Well, I bet you can't.
Oh, really? What you betting?
All of my salary for the next 6 months. What about you?
Oh, yeah? Well, I bet my entire car.
Deal.
I am going to hate you until the day I finally die.
We are gonna be absolute besties.
Cheery Clock said, Cuphead and Mugman, how do you and all of the bosses get along nowadays? Especially like Dr. Call, Wally, the Phantom Express, Brinybeard, etc. What happened to them?
Oh, we might as well be best friends with them. Well, most of them. Wally's doing alright. I think he's kind of a grump most of the time, but his son is pretty cool. Oh yeah, turns out me and Wally Jr. read the same comic series. He always comes up with theories on it, especially theories about how to bring all the science fiction stuff into real life. He says the series is the main inspiration behind his series. Nerds! The Phantom Express, we haven't seen in a while. They're always moving. Yeah, because according to their curse, as soon as the train stops, they will stop being undead ghosts and fully move onto the afterlife. Yeah, for all we know, the train might have already stopped. Me and Brinybeard are buds as well. He tells me about his adventures and battles and treasures and everything. Him and his crew are so awesome. He's alright, I guess. Maybe one day he'll take us with him. Dr. Call, though, I'm a big fan of his work, let me tell ya. I feel like a few of his wires are a bit screwed. I do like his robot, though. He actually let me be his assistant for a small while. I got to learn so many things. You mean he let you be his lab rat? Shut up. I practically had to rescue him before he turned you into some Frankenstein's monster. I was only helping him with some tests. He turned you into a newt. I got better.
And King Dice is back said, also, King Dice, my favorite out of all is you.
Good choice. Wink.
And Tinker Alexander Punk said, for King Dice, ever wonder if the reason you only see the devil staring back is because you're the one thing he desires?
Oh, believe me, I don't need the demon eyes to see that.
Satan again said, any fun facts about the devil?
Well, whenever he goes down deeper into heck, he automatically turns super huge and his horns and teeth glow.
He likes getting scratched behind the ears like a cat.
His name, Devil, translates into accuser or slanderer, while another name of his, Satan, translates into adversary.
Are you researching me?
No.
Wow, Mugman, I did not know you were obsessed with me.
What? No, it's...
Honestly, I can't blame you. Look at me.
That's not... Oh, come on. You probably know me and my brother's life inside out. It's only fair if I get to know stuff on you.
Sure. Well, you're not going to get it from those books. They got so much wrong.
Yeah, I figured.
Don't trust everything you read, Mugshot. Actually, just don't read anything. It's a bit creepy.
Well, now you know how I feel.
And Sarah B. Stewart said, Cuphead, Mugman, try as I might, I cannot figure out how your internal organs work. You appear to breathe through your mouth and nose, but you don't have a neck. So where does the oxygen go? Does it teleport? You have red blood cells, so I know oxygen gets to your lungs somehow. Your heads are hollow, but where is your brain? I assume at least that Mugman has one. What happens to food when you eat? Do you even need to eat? Are your eyes just painted on? A lot of good questions in that.
I am embarrassed on behalf of modern science that we have no clue at all. We just sort of exist and run with it. Isn't that one of the things Dr. Call used you as a lab rat for? I wasn't his... Oh, whatever. We saved these people's souls, and this is what we get. Seriously, though, we have no idea, so we just settle with magic. We're magical! Lots of things are magical around here. I mean, sometimes for no reason at all, random objects just come to life. And usually, all they get is just a pair of eyes, or a mouth. And we just don't know why. Yeah, Mangosteen was like that. Yep. And it can happen anywhere. Last week, a traffic light near our apartment came to life. But it kept freaking out and messing with the traffic, so a bunch of construction guys came over and took it down. Yeah. What do you think they did to it afterwards? Magic!
My magic, to be exact.
The Wolf Squad 200 said, for Cuphead and Mugman, what do you think would have happened if you never even went into the casino?
Well, I guess we would have never made that bet, which means no journey or soul collecting, which means everyone would still be in debt, and they might have paid it in the end. Don't think we would have ever run into them then. So it's good that we came here back then, and that we made that bet. Otherwise, they probably would have gone down to heck. Yeah!
Doesn't sound that bad to me.
Aw, come on. If we never came here, then we wouldn't have become friends.
Do you think your friendship is worth losing 21 souls? Ha! Alright, I was joking. Is that what you want to hear? Huh? You little jerk.
So you admit we're friends!
Haddlepidgeckstone said, for the Cup Bros, it's an entire year and I'm still not over how your body can just yeet out of existence when dead, and then it gets yoded right back in when slapped to life. Like, how? All it leaves me to wonder is this, is casually dying just the norm in your world? Does it just not faze anyone anymore? When did it even start, actually, and why?
No, I don't think casually dying is very normal, and neither is being brought back to life. It might as well be with all the crime and violence in the streets if you ask me. But no, we were pretty surprised that we could just die and come back like that. But those were the perks of the potion we had. When we fought everyone, they were really surprised as well. Did you just kill my bro? Well, push! And I'm back. You know, when one of us dies again, once we come back, we should yell something like, "I'm back," or "Thought I was done." How about we try not to die at all? It's happened so much now, it's gonna happen again. Why are you talking about dying so casually? This isn't normal. Muggs, we've crossed the astral plane like 3 times now. It's not that big a deal. Alright, let's go collect somebody's soul. That's not normal either.
Hellfox Major said, "First, to the devil, how did Cagney and Hilda end up selling their souls to you?"
Well, for Carnation, before the deal, he was just a regular little flower, no higher than knee length. Because of that, he was often picked on and attacked by the woodland creatures. One day he had enough of that and decided to make a deal so that he would become, and I quote, "as big and strong as the demons that work for you." So then, snap, he became one of the most feared creatures of the woods. As for Hildeberg, she used to be a pilot, but was in a crash accident that crippled her body and ended her flying career. So she made a deal with me that I would, and again I quote, "fix me and get me back into the sky no matter what." She didn't specify how, so I decided to get a bit creative. I fixed her by giving her some robotic enhancements that allowed her to take the form of a moon. I think that's into the sky enough. Besides, it was worth the Isle's reaction to seeing 2 moons, one of which was bloody red. So, that's how it happened. Except for the part where they held up their side of the deal and gave their souls because of we know who.
That's what you get for taking advantage of people in need.
Me taking advantage? As if I would ever.
You're a real piece of work, you know that. You don't have to lie to us, devil. We'll just kick your butt if you try it again.
And some bonus SpongeBob by Ralph the Commentator.
Can you take hats in a dignified and sophisticated manner?
Oh, you mean like a weenie? Okay. May I take your hat, sir? May I take your hat, sir? May I take your hat?
Alright, I've heard enough. You got the job.
Small Persian Kitten said, "Hey Cagney, missing anyone special while you're in the gang? A Daisy, maybe a certain Zeppelin woman?"
I promised Hilda I would write her a letter once I settled here. Guess that ain't happening anytime soon. She probably thinks I'm too distracted by the vibrant city life. So far, my city life has been stuck in a gang's crack house. And yeah, several daisies. You wanna know why? These thugs fed them to their huge man-eating fly trap. They murdered 5 of my daislings.
Oh, shut it, Mr. Grammar. We only used 4.
4? Then how come I'm missing 5?
That's what I thought. Now shut it.
Anonymous said, "Devil, what is, in your opinion, the worst deal someone's ever made, besides the one for you to kiss King Dice?"
I don't know. There's been a lot of dumb deals that I've had the displeasure of coming across. And hey, you shut your mouth. I like that one.
Lil Mikaru said, "King Dice, before you worked at the casino, what did you do, and did you like it?"
What did I do before working here? Well, not much. Traveled a lot from place to place, never stuck to a proper job for over a few weeks, never kept out of a gang for over a few weeks. Not much to like.
Really? Nothing else?
What are you playing at?
Oh, come on. I'm pretty sure you and the devil know me and my brother's entire life at this point.
We're your employers. We get to know.
But as friends, it would be fair if you shared some more stuff about you too. Come on, open yourself up. Get past your fear of being vulnerable.
What?
Grasping at straws here. Share your secret, mysterious, dark past.
You realize I really could have just been some regular Joe who just happened to come across this place?
anticlimactic.
Who just happened to get stuck in the mafia, just happened to have to escape from several different federal prisons, and just happened to get himself outlawed across half the globe.
Say what now?
Still not much to like.
Sounds interesting, though. Lion Ishimori said, Cuphead, Mugman, have you ever celebrated any special occasions at the casino? For example, birthdays, promotions?
Nah, not really. I don't think we've worked here long enough for something like that yet. Sure wish I could get a promotion, though. But we've worked here long enough to get thrown into a bank robbery. Though, if we're talking about actual special occasions, I heard Dice and Devil talking about a party here at the casino. I think they're gonna invite all the leaders of Heck or something. Really? Does this mean we'll get to meet all the other big leagues of Heck? As long as you promise not to start any fights with them. As if I would never. Why you gotta lie? I know you're gonna try. Yeah, okay.
AngelCake6402 said, also to Devil, do the people who become staff at the casino become immortal? Or will they all die at some point?
Oh, if only. Unfortunately, all mortals who've come in touch with immortality, which I can't give, things just didn't go too well for them. So, no, they will all die someday.
And Anonymous said, what was King Dice's childhood like?
Is Mugman gone? Alright, childhood. Well, there's not that much to say on it, really. I grew up with my family in a bar that my parents owned and spent my early days cleaning the place, pickpocketing pedestrians and getting into trouble with the drunks that swarmed it. That's about it.
Anonymous said, hey, King Dice, why didn't you like your family? And Ace Vivi said, King Dice, what's the most interesting thing about your family?
Oh boy. Alright, you want more? Here's something interesting. To no one's surprise, my family was obsessed with money to death. Guess the apple didn't fall far from the tree, because we were the Dices, greedy, unlawful. Everyone in town knew that if you see one of us walking, you walk the other way. And, honestly, can't blame the town. Feel like a hypocrite for saying this, but my parents were drunkard criminals. And just not the best people in general. Heck, whenever my ma got mad at me, she'd stab lit cigarettes into my arm. And go on about how she regrets stopping my dad from gambling me away when I was an infant. And that's nothing considering they also sold Minnie. I ran away looking for her afterwards, and that about marked the end of my childhood. And what's in this stuff? Manufactured in fourth circle of Heck, contains divulgence magic, will cause one to reveal more deep secrets or memories than intended.
Cups and Memes 42 said, okay, so I have 3 questions. For Mugman, can you ask Tatuli if he knows something about Cagney? I mean, they are flowers. Maybe they can be relatives?
I really doubt that just because they're both flowers, they are straight away related. I guess it's a possibility. Besides, Cagney has never told us about any siblings. But hey, if she comes by again, I'll ask if she knows him.
Aw, gee, thanks. How much drugs should I expect in this one?
Not as much as in the last one, unfortunately.
Wait, that was a joke there, actually.
Tool, boss is calling a briefing.
Coming.
Meh? Did they not close the door properly? Wow. Holy crap, it worked! Why haven't I tried that before? Those idiots! I'm getting out of here!
Guess My Name 1 said, this might seem a little out of the blue, but have you boys considered looking for Cagney? He's gotten in a bit of trouble with the wrong crowd.
We were gonna go look for him so that we could return Daisy back. What kind of crowd exactly? Almost any crowd would be the wrong crowd for him. He's not a city kind of guy. True. Still, here in Inkwell City, you never know what kind of crowd you'll come across.
Sister Lilybug said, are humans rare on Inkwell Isle? Is there a reason that there aren't that many humans here? I ask because the only humans I can think of are Sally Stageplay, Dr. Call, and Captain Brinybeard.
What? No, there are plenty more humans than that, and they're not rare either, definitely not. Though, you know, there was a time when it was the object folk that were really rare. In fact, there was a time when there was no such thing.
AngelCake6402 said, to Muggs, do you think Elder Kettle was part of the Calyx Anemia a long time ago?
The Calyx Anemia existed hundreds of years ago, so probably not. He did know many stories about it, though. Maybe they were passed down in the family. Or maybe he just studied it a lot, as I am now.
Anonymous said, hey, Devil and Dice, has any member of your families ever visited the casino?
Anyone in my family who would have wanted to come here, first, they'd have to figure out how to get out of the fiery pit they're in, so, no. Yeah. Well, depends on what kind of family you mean. Azazel, Abaddon, sometimes. They come by to relax a bit, maybe get a few souls, but mostly just to pester me. They, along with a bunch of other princes, will be coming over again for the party that Dice and Lilith talked me into throwing.
Anonymous said, hi, do you guys celebrate Pride Month over there? Heart.
Of course we do. We've also got Wrath Month, Gluttony Month, Envy Month, Greed Month, Sloth Month. Oh, and make sure to stick out for Lust Month.
That's not what they meant, and you know it, you boob.
Of course we have Pride Month. Have you seen how many comics there are of me and Dice together? Goodness.
Imperial Panlong said, Lilith, who works at your place?
I'm being Farlow. They want to talk to you.
Oh, am I getting interviewed too now?
Apparently.
Well, in that case, move over, Prince of Darkness.
Already leaving.
It depends on what place you're talking about. I own quite a few pretty important places, you know. I have a whole range of demons working for me. Finest chefs and witches, beautiful musicians and dancers, exotic if you prefer. As well as, of course, hitmen, slaves, assassins. I also keep a few of my debtors as little pets for fun.
Basically what I own, but not as many.
Hey!
Lieutenant G said, hey Dice, what's your favorite makeup brand?
Well, Jin Cosmetics is pretty good. It's made in Heck and run by Azazel. Great! How did I not see that coming?
Lil Mikuru said, Cup Bros, if you had superpowers, what would they be and why?
We did have superpowers, remember? The whole magical bullets coming out of our fingertips and souls turning into huge wrestling machines and being able to come back to life? That's what we like to have again. And why? Muggs, you gonna do the whole thing where you get your notes and explain the Isbrinilowis Tabodanas? What you doing? Trying to summon ancient spirits that will bring our powers back? Get out! And knock before you enter! Okay. Just don't tell them where we work, it might scare them away. Okay! You know, flying would be a cool superpower. And I wouldn't have to deal with this.
Thank you all so much for all the followers on the blog.
We're up to 21,468. Not bad.
Devil, look. Look at the number. Look at it.
I see it.
It's 666.
Yes it is.
Little bonus.
Please let me keep this suit.
No.
Duh, you suck.
Imperial Panlong said, Lilith, Were you married to Asmodeus? While I'm here, let me just say that your art is so freaking cool, Bright Goat.
He wishes, though I did trick him into believing we were, centuries ago. He still sometimes acts like we are, and won't leave me alone.
He actually believes he was the one that tricked you.
Great.
Either way, someone get tricked into marrying a demon. No.
Miss Daly said, Devil, have you ever been in limbo or purgatory? You plan on going anytime soon?
Of course. I don't go there very often myself, but I do have demons working for me there. Though purgatory is mainly a battlefield for us. Let's just call it private family business. But Limbo, I got a legion of demons there sneaking entire rivers of souls into heck. Ancient souls long forgotten that existed since before history can remember. Much like everything else in Limbo, the place is full of them. They're stale antiques at most, and don't hold a person to them anymore. But hey, a soul is a soul. I'll let you in on a little secret though. I have a brother who lives in Limbo. He kinda owns the place, but don't worry. He doesn't mind me sneaking a few souls from there into my wallet. His name is Samael. People either think he's me, or that he's dead. Granted, he did fake his own death. But no, really, he's just hiding away in the nonsensical attic of the universe that is Limbo. And I'm one of the only people that know that.
Steven Universe Trash 365 said, Yay, the Xbox is finally open. Hey Devil, what did some of the other workers like Chips, the Tipsy Troop, Piruletta, etc. make a deal for? And who didn't make a deal and just came for a job, like Cups and Mugs? Whiskers2828 said, Hey Devil, can you tell us what everyone did to end up in the casino?
They all made deals that required they'd give their souls and servitude to me, and in return, I would grant them a favor. For Wheezy, I got him off the streets and out of debt. For Chips, I helped him put a rival sheriff into the ground. Fear, I provided him with a drug to help him with his races. Piruletta, she was on the run and needed security. For Pip, Dot, and Hocus, I helped them escape from a traveling freak show. For the Troop, I forever cured them from alcohol poisoning. With Mangosteen, we made a bet on his future vision, and he lost.
Wait, what was the bet?
I asked him what would happen tomorrow at exactly noon. He said he'd be relaxing at a park, and he was, a minute before noon. Then a minute later, I came in through a porter and pulled him into heck.
Wait, that's not fair! You knew... Wait, how does it work?
He's too dumb to question it, and besides, I control the very existence of fate. Anyways, moving on, Mr. Chimes. I didn't actually make any deals or bets, but I kind of gave him life, so he stays with me.
Whoa, you brought him to life?
Yeah, well, once upon a time, there was a little girl. She was a spoiled brat who was mean to everyone and didn't have any friends. So she did what every little girl would do and performed an ancient satanic ritual and gave me a call. She asked for friends who would obey her, so I brought her toys to life, including a little monkey plush with symbols attached to its hands. After the girl died, the monkey just, stuck around.
What happened to the girl?
The little monkey crushed her head with its symbols.
Oh God, it's a crazy monkey!
Bonus?
Hey, what about Pachi Pachi?
Who?
Pachinko?
Oh, right. I forgot.
I'm gonna go get VOAdam's extra long ruler and smack you with it. I swear.
Fox Major said, Lilith, how did you end up meeting with Lucifer for the first time?
Oh, it's been so long since we first met. So long that I don't even want to remember. I met him when I was kicked out of Eden. I was in a bit of a bad place, so he took me under his broken wing, and in return, I worked for him. Which, as much as we pretend we don't, we all still do. Of course, I told him about the garden and, well, helped him sneak in.
Core Ariel said, Mangosteen! First off, you seem like a cool guy. Keep being you. Second, how did you get your name? I believe the Cup Bros mentioned that you were one of the many residents of Inkwell Isle who used to be in inanimate objects, and I recently learned that mangosteen is a fruit. Did you pick your own name?
Thank you. I will continue being me. And they are right. Long ago, I was just a regular, lifeless 8-ball, but then, in a moment of spontaneous, nonsensical, magical phenomenon, I thought my first thought and opened my new eyes. And the first thing I saw, a word amidst all the rest, a word unlike any other, that I could read for some reason, even though I just spawned into existence. I loved the word so much that I decided that from then on, it would be my name. Thus, I became Mangosteen.
Wow.
Inspiring. I wasn't the only one either. I came to be alongside many others who, I guess in a way, were my siblings. I must have been the oldest one since I grew up first, and soon I became so big that I had to leave the nest. I still hope that one day I might run into them when they're all grown up as well, and we can catch up on all those years we've been apart. Even if I didn't come to be like most other people, without a mom and dad, I still have a family. And even though we weren't there for most of each other's lives, that's what we are.
Aww. Should we tell him that he was probably the only one to come to life?
No, let him have this. And Billabong Stuff said, what happened to the devil's past?
It got interpreted into a bunch of different books.
Yeah, just a couple really famous books. Core Ariel said, Chips, you're pretty chill from what I've seen. What's something interesting about your past? What about you, Fear? I know very little about you. Why is it you're skeletal when you used to be a fully fleshed out horse?
You want something interesting about my past? Well, I reckon I could tell you about how I was a little bugger living on a farm with my ma and 13 siblings. Or I could tell you about how I robbed a moving train on horseback and returned to the same farm with enough gold to turn it into a fortress. Or I could tell you about the time I fought off 7 men in a bar with a lasso in one hand and a damsel in the other. Or that time I talked a bull into drinking poison, or else what I'd do to him would be much worse. Or the time I stood the sheriff off in a duel in front of the whole town. Later in the day, the posse came looking for what happened to their dear sheriff. The townspeople knew who did it. They were too afraid to spill it. All they knew was that the next time I stepped into the bar, they better have my favorite drink and cigar ready on the counter.
He's so cool.
What about you, old horsey? What did you do back in your day?
Blue the Alpha said, Fear Lap, how did you get to the casino?
Well, back then, when I still had flesh, I lived amongst other horses who were athletes for rich fat cats to bet on during races. My family in particular was known for their winning streaks. I wasn't the fittest of the bunch. Everyone used to jokingly call me a walking skeleton. I knew I wouldn't do well in the races, and I always wondered what it'd be like to be the one betting. Doping was common. In fact, it was the secret behind my family's success. So I played by their rules. The devil gave me a little something to help enhance my strength, and something else to use on the others. It was supposed to just make them ill, but they took so much out of desperation, thinking it would help, that it killed them. I lived, but lost some weight. Yes, I'm alive. When I found out what happened, I thought I'd be devastated. But I didn't feel a tad bit bad. Serves them right. Because then, as part of our deal, I went to work at the Devil's Casino and finally got to be one of the rich cats making the bets. So hey, maybe you should try a little poison yourself, cowboy.
What the F? That was super messed up. I'm out of here. Can someone give me a drink?
Snail the Ukulele Queen said, "This is a question for the devil. Why do you make people bet their souls? What exactly is a soul worth?
If it's worth anything at all.
Does it give you more power or something? I just really wanted to know." And Anonymous said, "So what is the point in collecting souls anyway, devil?"
A soul? A soul can be worth a lot. Here's what a soul is. It's what decides a mortal's afterlife. It's a documentation of their life, their core. And it also allows beings like me to have a bit of control over the mortal. Do things such as give them visions, or put certain spells on them. And it allows us to see their desires, sins, guilt, memories. And ultimately, to a mortal, a soul is their ticket to any afterlife at all. To us down here in heck, I suppose you could call souls our currency. It actually started out as a betting game between me and a few pals. Who can tempt the most mortals to give away such a seemingly precious thing? And then it became a fully fledged system. Those with the most souls are the most high class. So, in a way, they do make us more powerful. And why do I tempt people to bet their souls? Well, not only is it fun to see what kinds of sins or desires people are willing to give their entire lives and afterlives away for, but the more souls I get, the more people come down to heck, and I, along with my team, get to torture them. And I get to call it justice. But, I used to have another reason. Souls really are something. I used to watch them being created. I used to watch him create them. I remember I used to try and create souls myself as well. And of course, he didn't like that. He wanted them all to himself. He'd create them and release them into the world and then get them back. And I thought, if I could collect enough and drag them all down here, maybe for once he would know what it's like to have something stolen from him. That was back then. These days I just like poking people with pitchforks.
And CoolBean15 said, "This question is for the devil. If you were given the chance to, would you go back to being an angel? Like all of your wrongs would be pardoned and forgiven? Would you go back?"
Considering how, according to them, heaven, one of my wrongs was using my own head and refusing to be a puppet/experiment, no, I don't want to go back. I've come to realize I would seriously rather rip my own brains out than go back. The only thing I want back is...
And Linkario14 said, "For King Dice, is Dice your last name and King your first? I also see some people call you Kingsley."
There are people who still call me that. There are people who still call me Lucifer.
D-Jevil said, "Hey, Mr. Devil, I'd just like to ask you a thing or two about your business practices. Mainly, what in the heck were you thinking giving the soul contracts to the people they were bound to? And what kind of a system is it where the contract can be burned to void it? Did you put any thought into this at all?"
All right, listen here, you nitwit. Those runaway traitors stole their contracts to hide or destroy them. And destroy them they tried, but they couldn't. You want to know why? They can only be destroyed in what they were created. My fire. Look, Cuphead, give me your lighter.
Why?
I said give me your lighter.
Okay, sheesh.
Look, it's not working. Why? Because it's mortal fire. Dice? Huh? Dice? I need you to tell me that the contract I just burned was empty. Dice, if it wasn't empty, I swear I will start Armageddon.
Oh, it was empty, don't worry.
Okay. Good.
Shadow and FNAF fan said, "For the devil, could you please enlighten us with what Sally Stageplay and Rumor Honeybottoms wanted when they made a contract?"
Those two were kind of similar, actually. Rumor's subjects were miserable and struggling. She was overworking them to the last straw, so she made a deal with me so that I would fix it. But here's the thing. You can't just fix something like that without actually making changes to how you rule. She was too stubborn and proud to do that, so instead, I made it seem like everything was better, and she was fooled for a while until realizing how much worse it's gotten. Truly an honorable queen. Sally, she fell in love with a fellow actor who didn't requite her feelings. She made a deal so that he'd be with her. So that's what I made happen. Marriage, family, all of it. But only in the play. It was all pretend. She got to indulge in her fantasy life with him on the stage, but as soon as the curtains closed, that was it.
Well, joke's on you. He did fall in love with her in the end. Now they really are married.
Yeah, after breaking the deal that she signed on.
But you didn't hold your side of the deal either.
What am I to do? Fix all their hardships in life while they stay in their twisted ways? Rumor was an autocrat, and Stageplay wanted to force someone into a relationship.
That's kinda what you promise to do every time you make a deal. But also, people can change and learn.
Yeah, that's exactly what these deals do. They teach them a lesson.
How are they supposed to learn their lesson once they're already in heck?
Oh, don't worry. They learn their lesson, and then they feel all the guilt, shame, and regret in the world, all while they're burning in heck.
Oh, you're still a jerk.
A jerk, yes, but an effective jerk. Also, yes.
So, you're not really making these deals to teach anyone anything. You just want to torture people.
I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. Also, don't berate me on not holding my side of the deal when you and your brother didn't hold up either when you were supposed to give me the contracts.
Okay, but we had a good reason for doing a morally good reason.
Morally.
We were breaking the rules for the greater good to save everyone from you.
What if they deserved heck?
That's a different topic.
Oh yes, the topic right now is that you two then attacked me in order to get out of debt that you were rightfully in.
One, you attacked us as well and challenged Cuphead, which is just asking for a fight. And two, you wanted people to go to heck. That's a morally bad intention, making you the villain, while we had morally good intentions of freeing people, which makes us the good guys.
Actually, in that scenario, I simply wanted people to pay their debt, which is a morally neutral, if not good, intention. Thus, I was not the villain.
A villain does not always need bad intentions. Some bad people don't think of themselves as bad. What makes them a villain is their actions.
Yes, does that not make you the villain? You may have had an intention you saw as good, but your actions, including cheating on your deal, burning the contracts, and committing violence on other people, so you're not free of the villain label either.
I agree that we had to do all that, but we, or at least I, did not enjoy it in the slightest. We recognized our actions as wrong, but
Villains can recognize their actions and still commit them, mug.
let me finish, demon. Your evaluation does not consider the context of the debt, and not all of the debt was rightfully deserved.
Your debt was?
We're not talking about me, we're talking about the debtors.
No, we're talking about you.
No,
Yes, you're straw manning.
I'm not.
Dice judge! The offense is straw manning!
I'm not, and I'm not the offense, I'm the defense.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Muggs, you're guilty.
Of what?
Being wrong. Do not try to debate me on good and bad guys, Muggsy. Morals are more flexible than you might think. And I just happen to be someone that one side of the moral spectrum is based off of. I've existed far longer than the planet you live on. I've rubbed elbows and taken souls from all your favorite philosophers. I hold more knowledge than your brain can even begin to theorize. It's simply impossible for you to know the things I know, because you're mortal.
Do you want me to beat you up again?
So much for being on the defense.
I am so confused.
Anonymous said, "Hey Devil, do you ever think about what would happen if Michael just showed up at the casino? Do you think the workers would end up getting into a fight with him?"
Who's Michael?
Michael!
Michael, where? Not him.
I'm out! Please, I have a family!
Where is he?
Everybody shut up!
He's nobody.
Who the hecking heckity heck said, "King Dice, you mentioned that you redecorated the casino to some extent. What did it look like before?"
It looked fine.
It looked terrible. It looked like the whole building was depressed. It looked like someone was going to get sacrificed. And I get that this is heck, but if you want to attract mortals to your place, take it from someone who's lived his whole life with them. This place lacked any glam or flair. It was just dark and stale and uninviting.
Yeah, like me.
Exactly. Who wants that? Wait, I was kidding. I want you.
Oh, okay. Huh.
I still saved your business.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did.
Grand Malice said, "Cuphead and Mugman, what was your training like to become waiters at the casino?"
Just the standard, how to work the kitchen and how to talk to customers. I like to think that our fight with Dice and Devil was our training. That was way more fun. I got to shoot the devil in the face. It was great. Yeah, plus they totally deserved it, so you know.
Oh man, so many people were like, "Wait, what? Are those two in a relationship?"
Our relationship is strictly professional. Obviously. Should we just say it?
Say what?
How, you know, how I'm only using you to take your money and power and using your lack of understanding of love against you to manipulate you and take over your throne in entirety of heck?
Oh, and how I'm using you for my own gain, desires, and business and tricking you into thinking you are something greater than a tempted mortal? Oh, I love you.
Kara Dreamer 7952 said, "For Dice and Devil, does anyone else know about your secret love?"
Here's the thing, they probably see it. We gave up on hiding it.
In the casino, anyway. Why hide a professional relationship?
But nobody believes it.
Nobody thinks I can be in a relationship unless it's a transaction. Because, you know, Satan, no feelings, blah blah blah. And same with you.
Yeah, 'cause I'm a cheating con man who can't stay dedicated to anyone. Yay!
Anonymous said, "Mr. Dice, how do you usually relax after a long and/or rough day at the casino?"
Like this. This is the sound the devil makes when he sleeps. Snoring, snoring.
And thanks so much for watching today's Casino Cups. If you enjoyed that piece, be sure to leave a like on the video before you go. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button to join the VO crew. I post new videos all the time. Today in the comments, let me know, how do you relax after a long day at the casino or whatever you're doing?